So welcome to Simplified Organization, where real moms chat about realistic home and life management. We want to avoid perfectionism, reject overwhelm, and handle housework and schedules and all that in a way that builds relationships, because our home is a tool and not a showpiece. I'm your host, Misty Winkler. I write and podcast at simplyconvivial.com about homemaking, homeschooling, and doing life cheerfully. I'm also the author of The Convivial Homeschool, Gospel Encouragement for Keeping Your Sanity While Living and Learning Alongside Your Kids. Today, I'm joined by my friend and Simply Convivial team member, Leisa Moulton. Leisa is a homeschooling mom of 3, 2 of whom are school age. She's also the program manager for Simply Convivial. She lives in Idaho with her husband and children, where they've been busy building their home this last year. So we're going to chat about feeling overwhelmed and about practical ways to organize your attitude. Thank you so much for joining me, Leisa.
Well, thank you for having me.
So what's going on in your life right now?
As you said, we just finished building. We moved last April, and so it's been a long time coming. We built a shop last summer, and then we started building on the house in October of last year. So it's a full year of building, and we did it all ourselves, except for a few things. So we were really grateful to get out of the camper, because a camper with 3 children is no joke. And all those people that travel and do it RV style and just live that way, hats off to you. You have my full respect. Because no.
Well, you didn't have the fun of new locations, right?
That's true. It was just work.
So with managing 3 younger children all in a camper and building a house, and I know we've chatted a little bit about just how much decision fatigue comes up with building a house.
Oh my gosh. Yes. By the end, my husband was like, I need you to make a decision because I can't make any more. And I was like, I can't make a decision. What are we going to do? So we hit those points and we just,
Yeah, it's a kind of overwhelm, right? So with some of that experience, very recent, what would you say to a mom who is experiencing overwhelm right now?
Honestly, the very first step is you take a breath and you just pray for guidance. And, depending on how life critical it is, also look at that as a perspective, but take a deep breath because it's all going to work out. Very few decisions are life and death. So, but yeah, just say a prayer for strength and wisdom and whatever else you need in the moment. And then take one step. That's all you can do. And if you have a little time, brain dump. That was my biggest thing. I have piles of brain dumps.
Yes, that's a great first step when you feel overwhelmed, just writing it all down on paper. But I know that sometimes some ladies feel like they start the brain dump and then the brain dump is overwhelming.
Yeah, but you don't have to do everything on a brain dump. Pick the 5 things that are going to make the most impact that you can do in less than 5 minutes. Because just that little bit of, oh my gosh, I just did that. It's all going to be okay. That's really all you have to do. And if you need to, take a walk.
Steps are always good. That's doing something. I know sometimes that feeling of overwhelm is just like spinning in circles. Like I'm not getting anywhere. I can't get anywhere. And so if you're able to take a baby step, something that is progress, but it's 5 minutes or less, then you kind of break that overwhelm cycle.
Yeah. Even if it's really just as simple as throwing one piece of paper away. But that one piece of paper is it's the straw that broke the camel's back. That paper has to go away now. Because there were moments, I'm not going to lie.
Yes. Or starting a load of laundry or, just those little things. We just spent a month inside Simply Convivial Continuing Education talking about brain dump, or not brain dumps. That was earlier in the year about baby steps. So, I don't know, do you have any new thoughts or ideas about baby steps after this last month's conversations?
I'm still always like, I know that they make a big impact, and like there's that poem by a single,
Oh yeah, little drops of water.
Yep, little drops of water, little grains of sand make a mighty ocean and a pleasant land. Mm-hmm. So they add up way faster than you imagine. I'm always shocked by how much a difference just cleaning 1 square foot of space makes, or one thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be the worst thing or the hardest thing.
Yeah, on the bingo, washing my front door. I never thought that would make a difference, and it did. I'm like, oh, I can keep washing. I can wash these trim pieces real quick, and I'll just grab that door while I have the washcloth in my hand.
Yeah. And that helps the overwhelm so much, because really the overwhelm is related to the decision fatigue and not being able to decide what to do next. Mm-hmm. And some of the brain dump steps or a baby step, both of those are small things to just do. It's doing something instead of just staying all up in our heads.
Yeah, as you like to say, our brains are not carrying things. They are meant to make decisions. So let's not make them into briefcases. That's not what they're for. They're for solving problems, creating ideas, not holding them.
Yeah, they make bad briefcases.
Oh, really bad. But yeah, my other tip would be, you also have, and you mentioned this in a recent crowdcast we do in Convivial Circle, is you have to accept where you are in life. Mm-hmm. So if you have a brand new baby, don't expect your house to be absolutely perfect, and don't expect to get a perfect homeschool day in, or you have to look at your life and accept where you are in that life.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, that's a good point too. Different seasons. Can't do it. You can't do it all.
Yeah.
And no one really is.
Yeah. So for the past year, I had to come to the realization that we lived in dirt, and that was fine. I couldn't make it better. You can't make a concrete floor in a shop perfectly clean. It's not possible. We tried. My sanity said this isn't going to work, so I had to stop.
Yeah. Yeah. It's important to realize where you're at, and also that was a season too. That wasn't going to be for forever. It was temporary.
Yes, it was an adventure, and it's something we're going to look back on. How often do you have an engine sitting right next to your Christmas tree? And I have pictures to prove it.
So overwhelm is normal and natural, but we don't have to give in and panic when it hits. If you are struggling with overwhelm right now, know that you are not alone. And also know that you do not have to live in overwhelm. I have a free workshop all about handling overwhelm that I would love to share with you. Just go to answeroverwhelm.com, all one word, answeroverwhelm.com, and get instant access to this free workshop. That's answeroverwhelm.com. And stay tuned for part 2 of my conversation with Leisa, and hear her best tips for organizing your attitude, as well as discovering what that really means. And remember, repent, rejoice, repeat.